Gustav Le Bon'un was a French sociologist who lived between 1841 and 1931. He is known for his views on mass psychology. After completing his medical studies, he traveled to North Africa and Asia. He worked on physical anthropology and archaeology. However, at that time, anthropology still had a lot of false and unscientific information. Anthropology in Le Bon's time was fascist and racist. It studied subjects with many unscientific, nationalist and racist prejudices. In 1870, Le Bon became chef physician in the French army. Towards the 1880s, his interests changed somewhat. He developed recording instruments and became interested in physics. He tried to create the fascist ideas of the time on the effects of skull size on race. Today, these ideas have entirely collapsed in the light of science. Of course, there are adherents of all kinds of perverted and sick ideas in the world, but they have nothing to do with science today. In 1893, he traveled to India, where he wrote a book on Buddha temples, Le Monument de l'Inde. He did some rather wild work on the training of horses through experiments. When he returned to Paris, he became a professor of psychology at the University of Paris. He tried to develop the theory of the Aryan race. He published the book, The Psychological Laws of the Evolution of People. This book is of little value today except as an illustration of the misconceptions of the time. Le Bon argued that all advances in civilization were developed by a race of intellectuals with reason. Although Le Bon's racist ideas began to change after World War I, there are traces of this nonsense in his theories. His ideas about crowds, however, are worth reading, even though he was a fascist who saw crowds as female and despised woman, there is still some information in it. According to this 1895 books, The Psychology of the Mass, man can reveal his repressed side when he joins crowds. In collective psychology, he can change to the point of not recognizing himself. The perception of invisibility and power that the crowd and belonging to the group will give to individual can transform the individual into a completely different shape. Le Bon says that powerless people need to belong to crowds, since powerless people cannot assert their existence. They deviate from the crowd with this reaction. It sheds light on lynch culture, hooliganism, and many mass movements.
In 4 Monaten haben wir 1,2 Millionen beseitigt.
Erdoğan'ın gör milletini sahibini. Allah beni versin inşallah. Erdoğan'ın götünün kılı.
Gelsin dostlukların yuvası.
Geri. The will to power that emerges in the crowd spreads rapidly among people who are generally powerless. It has a contagious effect. According to Le Bon, man will be defeated at every age when crowds influence power. Le Bon saw socialists, madmen, homosexuals, animals, and peasants as inferior beings. He hated mass movements and democracy. For Le Bon, any workers' movement and the struggle of the oppressed is nothing but a combination of low mental activity. Le Bon is a thinker that the ignorant group who see bourgeois democracy today and hate democracy with love. Despite his racist, anti-democratic, and far from the broad perspective of the social sciences, his descriptions of the masses are worth reading. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in another information-packed video. Goodbye.